Hello there, this is Beth with another Froude's Fairy Oracle, and we have moved into Fairy Guides and Guardians. Very exciting. These guys are here to help you out, here to guide, here to help guard. Whereas the she's may be interested in helping you learn, they're not so interested in how you get there. As long as you pay attention to them and do what they tell you to do. That's more what they're interested in than anything else. We start off with Fairy Guides and Guardians with Nelys the Alchymist. And when she shows up, she's pretty cool. I've worked with her for quite a while. She was really front and center, and at that point in time I was working a lot with perceptions of self. What I was working at blocks, which I know I just refer to them as challengers now. And a lot of how I came to the concept of how I view things like blocks is through Nelys, of that they're not something you really want to get rid of because they're part of you, they're part of your story. You may not want to work from them, but you still don't want to cut them completely off, because they are part of your story. They are part of how you got here. They're how you work, and by letting them transform is where the beauty is where the alchemy is. And that's where Nelys likes to come in. When you have those areas that you feel, you might call it block or whatever it is you've named it. We're just going to use the word block for simplicity's sake. I usually refer to them as challengers now, or they're difficult emotions, difficult patterns, things like that, more than blocks. Because a lot of times it's not really the block that's in your way, it's you that's in your way. And you need to get out of your way so you can move around the block. But Nelys is that fairy who is going to come in and help you work through things that you feel that are blocking you, that you feel are in your way, and that you can't get around and are having a really hard time transforming. And she's going to help you with that inner transformation so you can just walk through that block. It's no longer in your way, it's just part of you. It's not what you're working from, it's not what you're using. Boom! It's changed, and it's never going to be the same again. And Nelys will get you going hardcore when it comes to this kind of stuff. And it's going to go, chances are it's going to go a lot faster than you think you're capable of going, which can be a little scary at times when you're going that fast and working on inner transformations and resolving blocks and all that kind of stuff that can feel a little bit angstful. She really comes in a lot of times when you feel stuck and you feel like you can't get around it, you can't know what to do with it. It's just there, and you're there, and nothing's moving, and then Nelys shows up and everything starts to move, and you're like, wow, that was really cool. She works with inner transformation. Chemical arts, alchemy obviously, are part of working with her. The inner soul, the transformation of yourself. Because remember, alchemy is really the true alchemy, not, turning that into gold alchemy, which is, I'm sure they thought it was a metaphor. Let's use this metaphor. Allegory. Metaphor. Yeah, metaphor. Turning that block into gold, to having it be so transparent, and then you just walk through it and you're like, why was that so difficult? Why was that so solid 3 weeks ago? And you just, because Nelys said, bing! And she's not like, do this, do this, do this. No fairy is ever going to tell you, do this, do this, this. They're not going to give you a pinpoint path, but they will give you, like, hey, check that out. Maybe you should check that one out. Not that one. This one. Hey, you, go that way. You want to pay attention to the signs that are coming to you. You want to pay attention to the opportunities that are coming to you, and the willingness to really flow into that, to work with it. And you know, she understands too that daily life can be part of your spiritual practice. It is part of your spirituality of moving through the world and doing the work that you have to do so you can pay your rent, support yourself, all that kind of fun stuff. That can be part of what your spiritual practice is. Living can be a part of this transformational process. And if you're supporting yourself in a job that's soul-sucking, part of that may be moving out of that job into something else. And pay attention. What's going on? Are you living a fulfilled life? How's your alchemy? How's your daily spiritual life? These are all the things that Nelys asks us as you work with her. What are the things you can control? What are the things you feel that you can't control? Whether control is true or not. What can you do to change things? Are you willing to listen? Because if you're not willing to listen, you're just going to kind of stay there and be stuck. And stuck's going to become your choice of path. And it's not really a fun place to get stuck at. To get trapped in, maybe be better. To stay, to see a stick in the mud, to not be willing to engage with Nelys the Alchymist. When you don't listen to her, it's not so fun. Believe me, it's not so fun. She is really, really, really fun to work with and really quite gentle compared to working with a sheep. When it comes down to it. These guys tend to be much more gentle. They're much more, hey, here. Hey, here. Here's your guides. And when she shows up, you're ready for this change. You're ready for this alchemical process to transform you into something you didn't even think you could be. And you need to, be open to things. If you have this set pattern that you say this is what's going to happen, and Nelys is pointing the other direction, and you're like, no, this, but it's not working, or it's not feeling good, or it's slow. Maybe you should take a look at the other one. You can always backtrack and go take a shortcut back to the old road. It's not going to go anywhere. But really, you want to pay attention to that when she shows up. And as you change too, sometimes what you thought you want changes. And you gotta remember that too. As you change, what you want also changes. And now this is a reminder that the alchemy of change is always changing. And that includes your needs, wants, desires. Really pay attention to her and work with her. She's so much more fun when you work with her. When you don't work with her, a lot of times, really, you're in your own way. You don't want to get out of your way. You're not willing to, and maybe you're not ready. Although I find when she's here, you're usually ready. You've usually worked up to this point, and when you start to stick in your heels and be like, no, I don't want to. When the status quo, it's what's safe. It's what I know. And you just need to step aside and say, it's time. And ask her for the help. She's really, most people I'd say who have Nelys issues are the ones who don't want to change, don't want to get out of their way, refuse to listen, want it to all stay the same and be what they know, even if it's not working. If you're that kind of person, Nelys is going to be really rough. If you're willing to listen to her, to listen to yourself, to know what needs to change, then it's going to be a lot easier. Because, she's going to be, the first time around, she'll be like, hey, it's, it should just kind of give you a little nudge. And then after the little nudge of like, hey, I'm trying to get your attention, listen to me, she's going to give you a good shove. And, I'm like, who'd we end up? We end up, that gnome. That gnome was just shove you off the cliff. He's not going to be too concerned. He'd be like, oh, so sorry. Nelys isn't going to shove you off the cliff, but your energy is going to get more tangled. And how she tries to get your attention is going to be more, it's a good word, outrageous, I guess. More in your face. And believe me, when fairies start to get like in your face energy in your life, it's usually I find too, if you start resisting Nelys, other challenger cards start showing up in conjunction or instead of Nelys. And really, Nelys, challenger card. Nelys, challenger. Guided guardian, challenger. Guiding guardian. Go for the guiding guardian. Not the challenger card. Because they will have no problem being like, hey you, bam. Hey you, bam. Bam, bam, bam. Until you listen and Nelys comes back. So really, skip the challengers. Go with Nelys. Do the work. Get out of your way. Have some fun with her because she really is an awesome card to work with. Every time Nelys shows up for me, things change, and they change quickly, and they change drastically, and they often change in really, really beautiful ways. And she's a lot of fun. Frankly, compared to like a challenger card, she's so much fun. Even compared to the She, which are a lot of fun in themselves, it's a whole different feel working with the Guides and Guardian area of this deck. The Singers, huge energies that are hard to completely understand because they're that huge. You cannot hold them all. The She are very much interested in your transformation, but they're not so concerned about how you get there. When I went on my journey, himself is the one that skinned me, where the Dark Lady presided over it. Nelys isn't going to skin you in your journey work. I can pretty much guarantee you that. I highly doubt that's going to happen with her. Himself now. And then I got sewn into a new skin suit. That's very much She and snake energy going on in my life right there. Take off that skin, quite literally, and get a new one. So Nelys is not going to do something that to you. She's much more gentle. She's much more interested in guiding you and helping you on your way to getting there in a way that, if you let her in fully, is almost effortless. And since you're a human being, chances are the first few times you work with her, it's going to feel a little bit more like stop-start energy, where you go fun and then you kind of freak out and get in your way again and slam into yourself, and then it kind of happens. As you get more used to working with her, and with that flow of all of a sudden, bam, you're unstuck, you get more willing to flow with her and just go where she's going to take you and land where she has you land. And then you can, decide where you're at, how you want to do it, what you want to do with where you ended up. She's a total fun card, though. Seriously, if Nelys starts coming up for you, work with her. She's so awesome. You'll really have a lot of fun. She's a lot more fun to work with than against. And with that, I'll leave you there. And what's the thing I need to mention? I don't know. Everyone have a wonderful week, and I'll see you around at my various places, and you go out there and be the love in the world. See you later. Bye-bye.